Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Show you how the now mandated travel ban will affect a family living right here on the Suncoast. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 6.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, how will the Supreme Court's ruling in favor of President Trump's travel ban affect people here on the Suncoast?
Well, 5 of the countries named in the ban are Muslim majority, but the latest version of the ban also includes North Korea and Venezuela. Those with family members living in one of the 7 listed countries are now fearful they may never see their relatives again. ABC7's Adam Cellini joins us live from the airport. He spoke with a family from Venezuela earlier today. Adam?
Yeah, Scott and Jacqueline, that family was very confused, concerned today. Just to see Venezuela on that list, certainly a cause for alarm. Now, Venezuela's ban is partial. It's limited to government officials and the family of government officials, but there are no guarantees that won't change in the future. Jennifer Fuenmayer and her sister were born in America because their mother immigrated from Venezuela, but they still have plenty of family in South America.
I don't know what's going on, if they can come in anymore.
Jennifer stopped visiting mom's home country after a kidnapping attempt when she was younger. She only sees family when they come to the United States. President Trump's travel ban, upheld Thursday by a 5-4 U.S. Supreme Court vote, includes Venezuela in its 7 listed countries, but only bans citizens related to government officials. Fuenmayer hopes that doesn't change.
It's sad because, I miss them, and when they come here, like my grandma's planning on coming for Christmas and stuff, and now I don't know how this is going to affect her.
The Supreme Court ruled the president can ban the entry of aliens that could be detrimental to the interest of the United States, and rejected the challenge of religious discrimination since 5 of those 7 countries are Muslim majority.
They ignored the president's own statements as to why he was signing the executive order. They did not give his own statements much credibility.
The president of the Islamic Society of Sarasota-Bradenton, Shiraz Hassan, told me in a phone call that some families in the congregation will likely be separated from relatives at home. On Facebook, the Council of American Islamic Relations, or CARE, in Tampa called the ruling another shameful mark on our history.
We will look back at this opinion years from now and classify it the same way we did with Korematsu, the ruling where Japanese Americans were subjected to imprisonment during World War II because of xenophobia and racism.
Jennifer Fuenmayer says her grandmother is supposed to come visit this coming August and again in December from Venezuela. They are now frantically checking to make sure that is still the case. Reporting live in Sarasota, Adam Cellini, back to you in the studio.
Adam, thank you so much. A new law going into effect next week will change the way juvenile detention programs work in Florida. The new civil citations program will require pre-arrest diversion programs to be created for underage kids who break the law. Proponents hope this will help correct kids' behavior without them becoming part of the criminal justice system.
If we arrest and we use kind of like the adult sanctions and the adult processes that we normally use for adults, we saddle youth with an arrest record which can follow them through their lives and have a negative impact on their ability to, earn a living.
Civil citations will be issued for common misbehavior such as fighting, minor drug and alcohol offenses, and petty theft.
Happening now, a community meeting is going on to talk about closing School Avenue 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Last month, the city approved the school board's request to close it when school is in session, and now the board is going for phase 2. Supporters say it's more safe to have the road closed permanently, but some neighbors say it's overkill to close that road full time. The road cuts directly through the middle of the Sarasota High School campus. The school district says even when classes are not in session, there are still plenty of extracurricular activities going on in the summer, whether it be football practice or band practice. Some residents in the adjacent Alta Vista neighborhood say closing this road cuts off direct access between Bay Vista and Ringling Boulevard, and it's inconvenient.
They know that this campus is a 24/7 campus. They know that there's band practice. Band practice, I think, in the summertime starts at like 7 o'clock in the morning.
EBOS says a good compromise would be to add benches and shade around the campus where bikers and walkers would be directed. There's no word if that will be good enough for those opponents who do not want the road closed in the first place.
Let's get a check now on our Tuesday evening weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob, a little quieter out there this evening.
Yeah, as expected, really. We have this wind that's not much, and the sea breeze was able to get well inland, and that's where we're seeing some storms now, but high pressure right over the top of us really inhibiting that development from occurring. What's going to happen is high pressure is going to build to the south as a trough of low pressure develops over the southeast United States, and that will switch things around to what we saw last week when we had those inland storms mainly pushing toward the east coast late in the day. That'll be a feature, I think, that'll be rather prevalent on Wednesday with a chance for a few showers. All is quiet now in the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico, and it looks as though we have a system off the Carolina coast that could develop, but it's not going to be a big factor for us here in Florida. Water temperatures are extremely warm in the Caribbean and the Gulf and near the Florida Straits. That's about it. Elsewhere in the Atlantic, everything's kind of cool right now. So this is a favorite area for development as we make our way toward July. We'll have to watch that closely. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. A day of fishing for a family vacation in Fort Lauderdale quickly turned into a rescue operation for them. Another charter boat caught fire about a mile offshore. The family spotted the flames and rushed over immediately to get everyone off as soon as possible. But as they were scrambling to get off the boat, one man nearly went overboard.
Can I get everybody off? Right here. Yes, everybody's off. Oh my God, they wanted to kiss me, but I wouldn't let them.
All 6 people on board were rescued. Crews are working with a salvage company to figure out what to do with that damaged boat.
Scientists at Mote Marine are looking for solutions to help people affected by red tide. This week, they're starting a research project that will test whether filter feeding animals and seaweed can help lower the effects of red tide, which comes from algae growing on a microscopic organism. Mote scientists are growing these filter-feeding organisms on an artificial reef that can float under docks and help marine life. If this project is successful, they want to transform it into a community outreach initiative and teach people who live along canals how to build their own artificial reefs to potentially alleviate some of those red tide effects.
It's scallop season here in Florida, and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission wants you to know when and where you're allowed to go scalloping. The best spots for scalloping on the northwest coast of Florida. Next week, scallop season starts in Levy, Citrus, and Hernando counties. For the shortest drive for some scallops from here, you can travel to the Tarpon Springs area starting at the end of next month.
Nathan Benderson Park just added another notable rowing event to its list. It has been announced that the park will be the host of the 2019 World Rowing Under-23 Championships. This is the championship's first year being hosted here in the United States. The event will have around 1,000 athletes competing, meaning it will have a significant economical impact on Sarasota County.
Is likely to happen at the end of July, just as our summer vacation business winds down. So it keeps things going for the summer, and that will be very important for us.
Visit Sarasota County says they already have a plan in place for the visitors because they have hosted many prestigious events in the past, making it a much smoother process.
Well, still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, those living in one Bradenton neighborhood say this is the second time in a year this abandoned home has posed a serious health risk.
Plus, the new medical marijuana dispensary that's expected to open in Sarasota.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
The biggest comedy stars.
China has more fluent English speakers than the United States.
Look at that. Even English is made in China.
Right here on Funny You Should Ask. Weekdays at 4:30 and 11:30 on ABC7.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Auburn Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit rtjgolf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook. Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7 to get breaking news, plus first alert, weather, and traffic focused on where you live. ABC7, we're here for you.
It was exactly a year ago when residents in a Bradenton City neighborhood claimed an abandoned home on their street was breeding mosquitoes and rats.
The problem was solved after our story aired, but now neighbors are saying those rodents are back. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo is live in Bradenton with what they're dealing with tonight. Dwayne?
Well, Scott, this property has been foreclosed on since March of this year, but has been abandoned for 2 years now. And at this point, what residents want from SunTrust Bank, the owners of the property, is just to have it cleaned up.
An abandoned home on your street will not only cause cosmetic problems, it can also pose as a serious health risk. That's what Don Dunsworth and many neighbors are saying after catching numerous rats.
These normally are about this big of cubes, and you can see what they look like now. There's been rats chewing on them.
Also referencing an unsecured swimming pool with stagnant water now breeding mosquitoes. Even worse, he says, it's a danger for children.
If somebody goes in there, they're going to go through this tarp and right down into the pool, and we will never see that person again until they get dug out of there.
Many are also saying children in the neighborhood can get exposed to many of the diseases without even walking on the property, pointing out that rats and mosquitoes can carry diseases to other homes in the neighborhood. It's a problem Donna Shaplinsky says is costing her a lot.
I've spent thousands now, and that's not a lie, with rats in my attic, and I've gone through several companies, and I finally got it under control, and now we're seeing all these rats again, and I'm really worried about them infesting the attic again.
Neighbors say they're just fed up with the conditions and have been relentlessly trying to get answers.
It will eventually harm, home values.
I want to see the yard cut down and maintained.
They cleaned up the property once. If they could clean it up again, or at least put the house up for sale, let someone buy it and renovate it or tear it down.
Now, Suncoast Bank says in a statement that they've been working through the process to take physical possession of the property and are looking to get the property cleaned up as soon as possible. Reporting live in Bradenton, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Dwayne, thank you. Happening now, sidewalk repairs in Northport. Crews are working on a sidewalk along North Sumter Boulevard. It needs repairs because people were in danger of tripping. They say work should be completed by the end of this week.
The new Detweiler's farm market is close to opening up in Palmetto. The grocery store will be on US 301 just west of I-75 and will be the 4th to open in our area. Their official Twitter page posting this picture today, telling fans that just a few things need to be running before they can load it with groceries, and they'll update us with an opening date soon.
Punta Gorda Police Department is hiring. The agency looking for dispatchers and police officers. According to its Facebook page, those who are qualified and interested have about 2 weeks to apply. For more information about deadlines, where you can apply, visit our website. Look for this story again at mysuncoast.com.
The flight options continue to grow for travelers out of Tampa International Airport. Today, Sun Country Airlines announcing it will launch 3 new routes out of Tampa. Starting September 29th, the airline will provide service to Dane County Regional Airport in Madison, Wisconsin. The airline also plans to launch seasonal service to Dallas-Fort Worth Airport on October 5th and service to St. Louis Lambert International Airport starting November 1st.
Northern Sarasota County is getting its first medical marijuana dispensary. AltMed Florida plans to open its dispensary along Fruitville Road, right between Jets Pizza and Golden Vision in early August. Right now, the closest dispensary to the area is Northwest Bradenton or south in Venice. The dispensary, called Move, will offer vaping products, inhalers, patches, topicals, and oral medication.
I can't tell you how many calls we get on a daily basis from patients asking when we're going to open. We have people coming to our corporate office all the time thinking that we're open now, but not until August.
Customers must have a patient identification card before they're able to purchase any of the cannabis products. There are several doctors in Sarasota County that can prescribe it.
Well, a bit quieter here on the Sun Coast today. Not as much going on as the storms that we had over the past couple days.
It's quieter, and we're happy about that because we made a ride back from St. Petersburg today. We saw the Rays with Dick Vitale and his wife Lorraine. It was a lot of fun, and they won. They're hot, just like our weather, right? They won a series, 2 series in a row now. Shut them out, both.
Swept them.
Houston Astros now. So we'll
coming
see what
in,
happens. Speaking of hot, lightning is that too, 50,000 degrees. That's what it can reach, and we had some photos sent in again last night. Those photos were amazing from the lightning mafia. Again, those photos, if I can get the computer to run here, are showing basically what was going on, and the lightning was strong out in the Gulf of Mexico. Here it is, 2:30 a.m. This is at Lido. Dylan John Wade Cox, he got this shot right here, and that again was out in the Gulf of Mexico, so he was far enough inland away from that to be in danger at that point. And get a look at the power of this lightning. This was on Sunday, and this looks like a positive strike. This was at Concordia Church, sent in by Vinny, and this tree just ripped off from its bark. His bark ripped off from it. Flew about 100 feet away, he said, and it fell, as you can see right there, close to the playground. No one was there. This is downtown Sarasota or nearby. So the power of lightning very evident with those photos there. Lakewood Ranch webcam not showing any lightning around. You'll see a brief shower move on through here, but that's been about it. Inland storms have been the case today as a result of the sea breeze really penetrating far inland, and that's a result of the light winds that we're seeing as high pressure pretty much over the top of us drifts down to the south and kind of sets up for a few days over the Florida Straits. A lot of lightning going on down to our south. The high pressure axis, the center of it right here, and you can see these storms do have a tendency to move off to the west, but these are moving off to the east, and we're sandwiched in between with a few showers developing here. Not much at all near the coast, but you can see this one near Duet, just between Parrish and Duet, is producing some lightning strikes at this point. And I think this is going to be played out for the next several days. Inland storms mainly, a few along the coast are possible in the morning hours. This one has some height to it, up to 40,000 feet, so you would expect it to generate some lightning strikes, and that's indeed what it's doing right now. And this high pressure ridge in the upper level of the atmosphere will suppress a lot of our normal afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Even inland areas aren't expected to get much tomorrow. But by Thursday and Friday, we'll see a little bit more action in Hardee and DeSoto and Highlands County, I think, in the afternoon and evening, and that will make its way. Basically, those storms will make their way toward the East Coast to Miami, all the way to Daytona Beach. Here's the futurecast for Wednesday, showing 1 or 2 lone showers are possible developing along the sea breeze, and they become more active again near Fort Pierce and just southeast of Orlando, but not many. By Thursday, though, we'll start to see a little bit more activity developing in the inland counties, once again, with a few showers near the coast in the morning, and then the main threat will be in the central portion of the state. Again, it looks like Friday, similar. Over the weekend, unfortunately, they start to come back toward the coast in the afternoon and evening as a little tropical wave moves in. Well, temperatures for highs tomorrow will be warm, but this won't be the factor. It will be the heat index. The heat indices will be up near 100 to 105 degrees. Well, it's pretty quiet in the tropics. Something may be brewing here off the Carolina coast. Even if it were to develop, it would move away from the United States, and the chances are very small at this point at 20%. Elsewhere in the tropics, all is fairly quiet. It's 90 in Orlando right now, 79 in Tallahassee. Cooler there where some rain has fallen. And the Gulf water temperature at 86 degrees, 91 in Arcadia, 90 in Northport. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s right along the coast due to the water temperature being at 86 degrees. Right now it's 89 and it feels like 99 out there. The high today was 90, low this morning 74. And as far as tomorrow's forecast goes, a slight chance for a morning shower. The heat index, the top number that you see here, will be close to 100 beginning at 10 a.m. and continuing all up to about 4 or 5 a.m. or p.m. South winds turn to the west at 5 to 10 knots tomorrow. Seas will be 2 feet or less with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The extended forecast then, slight chance tomorrow, as I mentioned, and then a 40% chance on Thursday and Friday. And then by the weekend, better chances for those afternoon and evening storms, so keep that in mind. If you're going to be heading out to the beaches to watch the races, we could see some storms in the early afternoon to evening hours, and then the rain chances also picking up a little bit over the weekend. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Stay with us.
When we come back, we'll show you a mama manatee and her calf that paid a visit to a Suncoast viewer.
This week, the nation divided as President Trump stakes a new hard line on immigration. His opponents demand answers. And what's next for the families still separated? World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
Zupan, part of the U.S. Paralympic rugby team. In my game, movement is everything. I get frustrated when my move is blocked, especially when that guy has no right to be there, even just for a minute. I love a challenge, but I don't like to play this game every day.
A message from the United Spinal Association.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now. Find out first at 4 with ABC7 News at 4, premiering Monday, July 2nd. First alert weather, breaking news, live updates, traffic, all at a new, more convenient time. Find out first at 4, weekdays on ABC7.
An ABC7 viewer sent us this video of a manatee and its calf hanging out near her home. Alyssa Gore lives in Nokomis and says her family recently found out they have some new neighbors in town. She says the manatee and her calf have been living by their boat. Now, if you happen to take some great pictures or video of the animals and sea life we have here on the Suncoast, please share them with us. All you have to do is email them to pixpics@mysuncoast.com.
That's beautiful.
That's so cute.
Nice. Yeah, that's nice. Water was calm there too, and the water will stay calm tomorrow. And be careful, boaters. A lot of the manatees are swimming around, obviously, in this kind of warm water. They like it, and they kind of go into hiding during the winter, but they're still out there. But keep that in mind, especially over the weekend with all the boat races going on.
Be a lot of boats on the water for sure. Thanks for joining us. World News Tonight with David Muir is just ahead.
We'll see you again at 7 and 11. Have a good night.